the conservative government, they have an approach that they do very good things and they introduce changes that are not that good in the same bill. So, and that's a very difficult position for any people advocating for changes. No? For instance, this is a very good change. You know, certain people who become Canadian citizens or after January 1947, when the first Citizenship Act took effect and who then lost it, have now the right to restore the citizenship. How many people do you think are like that? They haven't given us a number, but they said that there is around between 5,000 to 10,000 people that were affected at that particular time. 50% of the people that are affected, they don't care. So the Act have provisions that remove the citizenship for some people. It was a mistake. You know what I mean? And that's very normal, no? In different citizenship acts. Let me put the more recent examples of how this situation works. You know, sometimes this was very often in the small republics that were part of the Soviet Union. So they started splitting. No? They didn't have a Citizenship Act or anything. So the UN went and supported them and said, okay, do the Citizenship Act. So in most of the acts, they put a deadline. In order that you become a citizen of this country, you have to present yourself by this date. So some of the people were totally out of it. They don't even have a clue about that. So the day passed. So they lost the citizenship there, and they don't have a way to obtain any other one. So they are stateless. And they said, oh my God, we screwed up. Well, if you put a deadline to obtain a citizenship, you immediately create a file. And what happened in the citizenship is that they said, you have to reclaim your citizenship by this time, because that happened. So a lot of people were not. People who have never been Canadians, but who are part of the first generation born outside, no? Become Canadians under the new law, and their citizenship retroacted to their day of birth. But they never apply, no?
Yeah.
For different reasons. They are the citizens of that country, but they have access to Canadian citizenship as well, but they never apply. So they can go now and say, even if you are 40, or you are 60, or whatever, and say, you know what, my father and my mother were Canadian, I was born here, I want to become Canadian citizen. And they have to start with the process. So that's a new change that was implemented in Europe, no? This change was implemented in Europe a long time ago, and some countries in Europe, they don't reduce it to the first generation. They said generations. So that's why a lot of now Italians, a lot of Argentinians are becoming Italians after 3 or 4 generations. Because the original member of the family came from Italy, and if they managed to prove that, Spain is as well, and other France, and whatever. But anyway, is that clear? So that's big changes. How many people are going to be affected? Very few, maybe. How many care? Maybe another few as well. But the potential to be Canadian is there, no? That is a very good thing. Okay. This is a bad thing. Limit Canadian citizenship to the first generation born to Canadian parents outside Canada. You know? This is a problem that already happened. I don't know if you read about the Canadian that was married to Chinese origin women. They have a child that was born in China. China doesn't go by jus soli, so if you're born in that country but you are from not Chinese citizens, you don't receive the Chinese citizenship. So the guy was Canadian and she was, I think both of them were Canadians. She was Chinese origin. So the girl, no citizenship. And they say, well, that proves you that sometimes it's a problem. So, who claimed the citizenship of the girl? Ireland.
Ireland?
Yeah, because Ireland said, the father of that guy is Irish. He more or less, he never claimed the Irish citizenship, but don't worry. So, because the concept of reducing the citizenship is very conservative, a citizen. Now, upon adoption, is a Canadian citizen. That is not part of the law, but these are new guidelines that were implemented, I think was at the end of last year, more or less September, October. So the guideline is very good because it's more information about Canada. For me, it's very problematic because they focus on the military history and whatever, which I am a pacifist myself, and I don't understand why we have to focus in that. And most of the Canadian refugees or people that come to Canada and choose Canada, they didn't choose it for the military history, they choose it exactly for the opposite. And we're very pacifist and whatever. But anyway, it's a huge change. The explanation is that our Prime Minister, Harper, is a lover of the military history. And that was the influence in the thing. I hope that he feels okay with that.